Hey everyone.
Hello, my name is Ellie. I am here with Adam Koon today.
Yeah.
We are going to be doing some illustration. Adam is a illustrator and graphic designer from New York.
Yeah.
Flew all the way to San Francisco to be with you guys today. So say hi in the chat. Let us know where you guys are watching from. Let us know if you are an Adobe Live regular, if this is your first time. Hi, Tim. Hi, Raj. Hi, Heidi. Lee. Thank you guys so much for joining. It's going to be super fun. Adam is super talented, and I'm really excited to see your process and how you work. So we'll be working in Photoshop today. So if you guys have questions, if you have questions about illustration or design or career, make sure you ask them. We have Justin from Wisconsin. Oh, Denmark, Denver. Hello, Los Angeles. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hello, creative people from around the world. Yeah, that's the cool part is people are joining from all over the world.
Yeah.
Mexico, Washington, D.C., Brazil, Montreal, snowy Montreal. We don't have snow here in San Francisco. Do you have snow in New York right now?
Not really this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
So you're staying warm
Yeah,
this year.
I'm happy right now. Yeah.
Well, cool. As always, we have a full schedule today. Earlier this morning, Kathleen was live with week 2 of our Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. And you can watch the replay if you missed that. Adam is live right now until 11:30. Then we have our XD Daily Creative Challenge with Howard. And then Chris will be on with a sharing and collaboration live. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you missed the Daily Creative Challenge, you can get all the info right here on the Challenge tab. It's right above the chat. And it's all here. You can get the files. And the challenge for today is to create a custom image for a calendar using Puppet Warp and Composition. So Adam will be reviewing those in about an hour and a half. You'll make sure to submit. You can submit right here. And then you'll get feedback live. And yeah, it's a great way to join the community and practice some fun tools that you may not use all the time and just really expand your portfolio. So make sure you join. And then we also have our chat and win in about 30 minutes. So you'll have a chance to win some stickers from Sticker Mule. So make sure that you're active in the chat and you'll have a chance. You can make some custom stickers, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so make sure you stick around for that in about 30 minutes. So let me pull up your site here. And you want to introduce yourself and talk about how you got started and your work?
Yeah, I'm Adam. I'm a Bushwick, Brooklyn-based designer in New York. And I just, a lot of my style is whimsical or organic. I try to play with like loose lines, but still have it be structured. So yeah, there's a lot of design when you first enter my website, but then I'm also an illustrator, and I love doing that as well. So I have a lot of like my little characters and just bright colors throughout, and yeah.
So fun. And design and illustration are so like interconnected.
Yeah, people always need it, and like I always can kind of camouflage the different brands and their different color palettes, and still bring like fun, clean design out of that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see. You want to talk about what you're going to start working on today?
Yeah, one of my favorite restaurants in Bushwick, Brooklyn is it's called Turk's Inn, and I go there like all the time, and they have really good food, and like there's like concert venues in there.
Oh, cool.
And it's
what
like
kind of food?
It's like Turkish food. Yeah.
Oh,
it's like,
wow.
Yeah, a lot of falafel, and just like they have like the best salad I've ever had, and then
gosh.
I'm like there every weekend.
How cool.
Yeah.
So you're working on illustration kind of based on that restaurant.
Yeah, just like the experience, and like there's so much going on, and like the different levels and the different colors, and like it's like a psychedelic like place that you visit. So,
that's cool.
It's really fun.
That's really cool. And they have music and stuff there too?
Yeah, so you can do like
Cool.
whatever you want there. Like it's a restaurant and so many other things. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well,
Yeah, I just want to like first I just like get into it and just
let's go.
Start talking about this character.
Cool. So you have a sketch. Did you sketch on paper first and then you move in, or do you sketch on your computer?
Yeah, I usually sketch on my computer. I work
Okay.
in Photoshop and just like making different layers and just like making sure that everything is like squared away in the sketch as before I get into the actual design. So
Cool.
yeah. So yeah, I just have this guy, and he's like really enjoying the restaurant, and, like the different quirky, like weird things going on. Like they have these really cool hats that are like place markers for the tables.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then they have like this room that everyone wants to sit in that has like it's a cat room, and then it has like like hands on the walls as lights.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Is there real cats in there?
No, this like this cat painting, and it just looks like a Wes Anderson.
That'd be so cool if
movie.
there was just cats everywhere,
Yeah.
like in this one room. Maybe not great if you're eating though.
Yeah.
But kind of fun. Heidi is asking if the restaurant commissioned this or if you're just doing this for fun.
I'm just doing this for fun, just to show the way I work and the style I'm working in, and just like how I try to tackle illustration. And yeah, just like I'm still learning. So if you guys see anything and like have any advice as I'm working, that'd be great.
Yeah. Feel free to jump in and share your thoughts and ask questions. So typically when you start, would you like kind of start like this? You have an idea and then you sketch it out.
Yeah. I usually like in Photoshop I sketch a lot with I just like start with like simple shapes. Like that's a really great way to just like discover like composition and just like how the eye would flow through the piece itself. So yeah, I really try to think about that and then keep building a sketch and adding characters. But yeah, a lot of my the work is like thinking of how it would work with design. So I just like try to build a composition and think of all of that as I'm doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want to jump in?
Yeah. So I think what's really important is when you get started, you should definitely like for a while I was working where I was like the lines were I would like work on top of the lines and they would like go away and you like can't see the detail.
Yeah.
So someone taught me a trick where you just like take the sketch to its own layer and multiply it. So that's really a great way, and you can see everything down below as you work.
That's great. And then if it's on its own layer, you could turn it on and off.
Yeah, and
if you wanted to hide it for a little while.
Yeah, and it's really great to lock it. But
yes, yeah, you can lock it.
I'm like trying to get it to move. Yeah.
It's gonna want to be persnickety because you're live right now. And
I know, yeah, that's the fun part. But yeah, I'm gonna make a new.
Okay, so you make a new layer and then copy it to its own layer.
Yeah. So there we go.
Cool.
And then I just like to put on multiply.
Okay.
There we go.
Chloe is asking, how do you choose a color palette?
Oh yeah, I have that. A lot of times I look at I used to like look at different artwork and like just like think about how the colors work within that and like build my own color palette from that. And that was like really great to see how orange work with like vibrate against blue and just like all these like different things that are going on that you like about a piece. And this one I knew I wanted to. I'm gonna multiply this first and then lock it and get into the color palette.
Okay.
Yeah. But I knew I wanted to. I like working with simple colors and seeing how complex like I can make it with those like sometimes it's like 4 colors or like 6 colors.
And how much you can do with just those colors.
Yeah, it's like that's like a really fun game, and just like how you can like evenly disperse color with these like little 4 different colors and just like yeah. And a really great thing to do when you get started with a document is I like to use global colors, and then you can just adjust them as you you go throughout your piece. So I'll start with this one and I'll adjust the colors as I go and just like think about how I feel about it, and then
Cool. That's really fun. That is a cool way to kind of push yourself creatively, to come up with some kind of challenge for yourself, and then how can you like work within those restraints. Yeah,
a lot of the basis of when I started out, I wanted to design for posters, and like I tried to think of like they use simple color palettes, just it's based off of the color, so of the dye, and then I just really wanted to work that way and like make things that can also be printed on posters.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm gonna make a new color group.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. So we have that to pull from, and we can adjust it throughout, like as you click on a color. So it's
perfect.
Yeah.
Curran saying, "What, are we actually doing vector art this week?" Yes.
Yeah.
We are doing vector art. Working in Illustrator.
Yeah. So I like to just like I think of this piece as like break down the different shapes. So like that keeps it structured and like keeps clean lines, and just like thinking like, oh, there's a square right here, so I'm gonna want to like just put a square and just think of all the different like shapes that make up the final piece.
Cool.
And then
So you kind of start with the basic shapes and then build in details after.
Yeah. Yeah, more the organic shapes. And I like to draw on the screen with vector as well, as I can show later.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. That's fun.
Awesome.
Hello, thank you guys for joining.
So I'm going to grab this. Try the red.
Cool. And then you have, because you have the base illustration on the layer on the top, that's why it's filling in underneath that, right?
Yeah, so you can see all your lines.
That's
and like.
so smart.
Yeah, I love it because
Yeah.
forever I just like I miss details because I wouldn't like see them and just like I'd like have a final piece out there and I'd be like, oh, I missed like a piece that I wanted to add.
Yeah, okay, that's really smart actually. I like, because you don't really think about using layers in Illustrator, you think about that in Photoshop.
Yeah.
But it's so smart to use them in Illustrator as well.
Yeah, it's I just try to think of all the ways just to make it go faster and easier and yeah.
That's a really good tip. Especially when you're doing illustration.
Yeah. And I it seems like I use the most the smoothing tool, and I try to use that one. Like that one's like tricky because you have to like know what you're doing when you're using it.
Yeah.
And because it will make a bunch of different points. So
Yeah.
I love using it though. Like it is like a helpful tool to make things go fast. Like I can make this like all like the organic stuff that I'm just drawing on the screen.
Yeah.
Make that go better and yeah. I can show that.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I haven't really played around with that tool very much, so I would love to see how you use it.
Yeah, like I was using it in college, and I was like, oh, I found a way to cheat the system, and then you have to know how you're doing it because I had like made like horrible stuff because I like it had like so many points, so you got to be like smart like when you're using it, but it like smooths things out. So
that's really cool.
I saw another illustrator was using it, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Anurag's asking, what is your thought process before you start illustrating something?
Yeah, a lot of times it's on a project basis, so I just like think of like what the client's looking for and like what mood or like what they're trying to showcase with this illustration. So yeah, I go to Pinterest a lot and just think of like how they do composition, and it's really helpful. And it's like I like being in New York surrounded by art, so it's like I get a lot of inspiration from that and just like things I want to like pull for later. So in my personal work. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think especially like working for clients, you have to kind of come at it from their perspective and incorporate your style into it because they're coming to you for your style. But how can you take what their goals are and create it in your style? Yeah,
starting out, a lot of people knew I just did vector work, so I like worked in a bunch of different styles. So like they would like want line work done like in this style, and they like give me like a mood board, and like so I like to think I'm a commercial illustrator too, just because I can like kind of camouflage into different things as the challenges come.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite client that you've worked for?
This past year, like in 2019, I worked with the New York City Marathon, and that was like really fun.
Cool.
Yeah, there's like so much you can do there, and like so much subject matter, and they let me do like pretty much whatever I wanted. So it was like
that's a dream client, right?
Yeah.
You can do like your own thing and do
really fun.
what is exciting to you. How fun.
Yeah. And for this doorway, another thing I like to do just to make sure everything's even is I don't care about like one side of this. I just like to like crop it and then mirror it.
Okay.
Just so everything's even and stuff like this gets tricky and you have to play with it. And then I use a shape builder tool a lot. I just I love the Pathfinder tool, but this one just like makes it so easy to just grab it and make shapes faster.
Nora's asking if you do everything in Illustrator or if you export your work in Photoshop to refine it.
Today and tomorrow I'm going to be working. I usually take, when I'm done with all the vector, I take it into Photoshop, and then I like to shade that way. Like it's like if I want more detail and like less, because there's like a range. Like you can have it more detail where all the lighting's there, and like but a lot of stuff like they just want like a texture applied, just like it's like a vector. It has to be like a certain size. So.
Okay.
Yeah, just whatever like the client's looking for, really.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna flip this.
We have about 13 minutes until chat and win, so make sure you're in the chat and you'll have a chance to win stickers from Sticker Mule, which is pretty fun. You can make your own custom stickers.
Yeah, I have yet to make stickers. I really want to do that.
Your
yeah,
work would
like,
be so good on stickers.
Yeah, I haven't had the time.
Especially
like,
your little characters, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Well, maybe next week you can win some stickers.
Yeah.
Watch live, be in the chat, win some stickers. Yeah, it's pretty fun. And then you can like sticker all around and put your work everywhere.
Yeah. It's mark things.
Alberto's asking if this was drawn on Draw, Fresco, Sketchbook first, or this sketch you did straight in Illustrator, right?
The sketch I did in Photoshop. And
Oh,
then
you did a sketch
yeah,
in Photoshop. Okay, got it.
with different brushes and
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you brought it into Illustrator.
yeah, because a lot of my process is with sketching is I keep building layers and getting rid of things and fixing them, and like it's great to work that way. Just like
Yeah.
and like I said, I get like a final like almost final like thing at the end, and then I just have to like color it really in Illustrator.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great to work. That's the way I work. A lot of people just like they have like it looks like 3 circles or something, and they have like a final piece that they're making most of it in Illustrator, and that's like. I find that when I do it, like it tends to be like colder, like the work does. So like it's nice to like draw it by hand first, and then you can move into Illustrator.
That's cool. Hafstein's asking, what's the most fun thing that you have designed or created?
I'm Shake Shack has been a really great client because
we were talking about that.
Yeah,
So fun.
That's like really fun. They just like let you do like what you things just based off of your style, and like being new to New York, it's like really nice to, like that's the subject matter usually because they're opening restaurants there, so it's really cool like to illustrate Times Square and just like all the different characters throughout.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. How do you find clients like that? Like, what is your process, or are they finding you mostly?
I have an agent, but
Okay.
they found me through Instagram. That's been like the biggest thing. So
Instagram is huge, for finding clients. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it used to be like way different. Like there used to be a lot of it comes down to like a final portfolio on Instagram. So like it used to be like they would go to your website and stuff, but it seems like your Instagram is like so much like your website.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it really is. Instagram and even like Behance, places like that are so great for just putting your work out there. You never know who's gonna see it or find you.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah, it's important to have a regular standard website too, but I think the more platforms you can be on, the better. Chloe's asking if you use brushes in Illustrator, or are you mostly just building shapes?
I do. Mostly use brushes, which I want to show tomorrow. It's nice to like have like a rough edge on things sometimes, and that's I incorporate that in my work sometimes, just like just to give it a more hand done feel. And like there's so many great brushes out there now.
Yeah. Jonathan's asking, when you work for clients, sometimes time's not something that you have. Would it be faster to do all of this in Photoshop, or is it faster for you to kind of work with both Illustrator and Photoshop?
Oh, I have been there where I just have to like just make something in Illustrator,
Really fast,
just like really fast, and like
Yeah.
I don't like prefer to do it that way, but sometimes it turns out the way I like it, and just like you just a different client and different way of working, and some people do want like a less hand like organic piece. They want like more of this like
more structure. Yeah.
I think we all have like different ways to work with different timelines.
Sometimes you just have to do it quickly and do whatever's fastest.
Yeah.
Over maybe your preference. How would you go about finding an agent?
Oh yeah, that one's really tough. They kind of the one I have found me, so it's like it's great. Like I don't know, like I used to like send my stuff, but I never like really heard like that much back because there's so many good people like sending stuff. So
you were sending stuff to agencies.
Yeah, so I was like trying that, and but really just like I wish there was like a better way to explain that one, but it's like you just gotta like hope like your social media presence is good, and it's like really think about how you are shown out there, and that helps too. So
that's great that they found you.
Yeah, it is great. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's been a great resource to have, and yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been working with them?
It's about a year and a half now. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So you've
That's great.
had a chance to really try it out.
yeah,
Yeah. That's cool.
yeah.
Matt says, "Hey Adam, excited to watch and learn with Anna and Louis here in Ohio. That's where you're originally from. Is
Oh
Ohio.
yeah, that's my cousins. Hey,
Aww,
hey, Matt and Anna.
fun." Ellen says, "Hey Adam, just starting to learn Illustrator recently and loving all the tutorials and videos. Enjoying this one so far."
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool. Illustrator is a great tool. You can do so much with it.
I'm like,
So Ashley's asking, I'm not sure how to word this, but if you're not a good artist, how would you create something like this with no experience?
yeah, just I'm. A lot of it does like come from a sketch and like you just have to like just keep making more and more art and like getting
Yeah.
better at the art that that you have been working on, and just like just like try to move toward what the style that you want to be in, the style that you like working in.
Yeah. Yeah, the more work you make, the better you're going to get.
Yeah.
No one starts out like, at a professional level, usually. Most people
Yeah, I
have
did
to
not at
build
all.
up to that.
I'm, I'm still learning.
Yeah, and you're always going to be learning and always improving, so.
Like I am messing this cloud up, and I don't.
You're also talking at the same
I
time,
know, yeah,
though,
that's
so
my thing,
I
yeah.
feel like we can give you a break
Oh, no.
because you're trying to do so many things
No,
at
it's
once. It's very impressive. Chloe's asking, how long does it usually take you to finish an illustration?
Yeah, some of them, it does range based on client, but a lot of them, some of them, like I just like I enjoy it so much that I work on it for like 6 weeks or something. Just like keep going to my room and just like working on it, and it's it's
Refining and refining it.
yeah, and there's some and with clients, of course, it's like different because you're like it's like a kind of like a monthly, and you're just like you're having check-ins and like fixing and adjusting everything, and it's like more of a process that way. So
Sure.
yeah.
Cool. So many questions, you guys. This is so great. Lee is asking a possibly dangerous question: Instagram or Dribble? As far as exposure and getting work, do you have preference on Instagram or Dribble? Are you on Dribble?
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, personally, I have more of experience through Instagram because like people that don't like have a dribble can just like write you, so it's like more of like
it's more broad, more of a broad
Yeah.
audience. Yeah.
because like business people or like the people that aren't in the field are like just going to be looking for artists. So yeah, it's like it's great that you have more of a connection.
Because Dribble is more other artists, right?
Yeah.
Would you say? Like, that's been my experience. Is it's more like to get connected with other artists, and
Yeah.
then Instagram would be more like actual businesses or people who would hire you, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just like it's like our own little community in Dribble, and like we're all
Yeah.
hanging out and like sharing stuff. So,
Yeah, it's more like community, inspiration, learning from each other, and then putting your work out there. It'd be more Instagram or Behance, places like that.
Yeah. But stuff like this, this awning above the windows in the restaurant, I think it's like it's really cool to like to make everything even. Just like make 2 circles, and then just like I just break down the shapes of different things that you're working on so that everything's even and the way you want it.
Okay, wait, go over that again. How did you combine those 2 circles like that?
So I just made like 2 circles because I knew I wanted the ends to be round, and then it's really great. So I'm like this.
Just brought another shape into it.
Yeah. So in between the 2 circles, is a rectangle I see. So and then
That's so cool because then you, like you said, you can break down the shapes, and then how can you like quickly, simply, easily create a shape instead of having to like draw that whole thing out?
Yeah.
2 circles and a rectangle.
Yeah, I used to like go like this and like click around the edge to make it, and then it's like then you look at it and it's like wonky and
It's not
like,
even.
Yeah.
And even to your eye, it's probably never gonna look even if
Yeah.
it actually is. But now you know for a fact it's even because
Yeah.
it's 2 circles. That's really cool.
And then but then there's like stuff like this where it's like I do kind of like just go in there and just like make sure it's all even and clean.
Robert's asking how you got to work with Shake Shack. He said they found you on Instagram.
Yeah, they found me on Instagram and just like that was no
so
agent
cool.
or anything. They just like reached out and just like they they reached out to me originally in St. Louis, and then
Okay.
it was because they had like an opening there, and I was like a local artist, and then I moved to New York, and they asked me if I wanted more work, which is great.
That's super great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great connection. And it's delicious. Did you get to eat food when you were working with them? Did they give you
Oh yeah,
burgers?
I'm vegan, so they
You're vegan,
yeah,
so you're like, well,
I know.
but you can eat their fries, right?
They have a veggie burger out now.
Oh,
so,
do they?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is really good. Yeah.
Good. I'll have to tell my mom that. My mom is vegetarian, so.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yum. Tim says you could also use the live corner tool to round the corners if you don't want to mess with circles. That's true.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, I do
Yes,
that
great
as well. Yeah.
Great tip. 2 more minutes until chat and win. So jump in the chat. You'll have a chance to win some stickers from Sticker Mule. And make sure that you're also getting ready to submit to the Daily Creative Challenge. If you missed it, Kathleen did a tutorial this morning. You can watch the replay on that, and you can learn how to use the Puppet Warp tool in Photoshop. She's working on illustration for a calendar. So make sure you submit to that, and Adam will give you some feedback in a little bit,
Yeah.
which will be pretty fun. Jan says those colors are looking delectable.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So fun. Happy Monday from LA. Hi, Warren. Thanks for joining.
Hey.
Chat is so active today. I love it. It's so fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a good point. When there's like a really nice place where I can fill color in easily. Like this is like just think about like, oh, these are a bunch of circles. So just go in there and like add them, and then you can add your detail later, and just
Cool.
it's like really quick and
Super easy.
yeah.
Yes, Samuel, there is a giveaway from Sticker Mule. You can have a chance to win 100 free stickers. It's pretty great. It's a pretty great prize. Everybody loves stickers. Beth says, Adam, you're super talented. Keep up the awesome work. Cheers from Salem, Oregon.
Oh, okay. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I have a cousin out there, so it's like,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's watching today, so
Aw. All your family.
yeah, they're DVRing it. I
Family
hear.
is the best. The
Yeah.
best cheerleaders. Hello from Peru.
Oh wow.
Wow. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah. So a lot of my characters I do, this guy like they all like start with the hot dog shape. I just like that. It's like simple, clean, just like a tube person, and then I
yeah.
just like add a nose. So that a lot of it I just started from that. Like I just like think of people that way and just like put ears on and just like.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I can see it. Like now that you mention it, I can totally see the shape.
Yeah, I started from different like 1950s like characters. Like when I look at
Okay.
the packaging and stuff, and like in college, that's what I gravitated toward, and just like yeah, just like kind of developed on its own from there, and just like.
So you have just like a basic shape that you use, and you can always build off
Yeah.
that. That's cool because then you have a starting point, and you always know
Yeah.
what your starting point's gonna be. It's a great tip. Mohammed says hello from Pakistan.
Hey.
Wow. Okay, it is time for our chat and win. So jump in the chat, say hi, and you'll have a chance to win from some stickers, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We are waiting to hear who's going to win our stickers from Sticker Mule. If you ask a question during this, make sure you ask it again after the stickers because we may not catch it in all the chat and win flurry. So, see who's going to win. Chat is going crazy.
Oh whoa.
Yeah. So fun. Oh, I see somebody's from Oakland. Trying to read everybody, but it's so fast. But Oakland's right around the corner from us. We're in San Francisco right now.
Yeah, I just went there yesterday for the
Did
first
you?
time. Yeah, they have.
Oakland is super cool.
Yeah, they have vegan barbecue, so
Oh my
it's
gosh,
like really
they
good.
do?
Yeah.
That actually doesn't surprise me. They have everything.
Yeah.
Gerardo, congratulations. You will get a message on Behance about how you can redeem your stickers. And if you did not win, you can go to this link right here, stickermule.com/AdobeLive19, and you can get, I believe it's 10 stickers for $1. You can test them out. They're super great. I've used them, and super fun. Make your own custom stickers. And then, yeah, like I said, if you asked a question, make sure to ask it again because we probably missed it. Chat is super crazy during that time, so feel free to ask again if we don't answer it. And keep the questions coming. They're super great. And don't forget to submit to our Daily Creative Challenge. If you missed the tutorial, you can go back and watch the replay. But it's all about puppet warp and composition, making an illustration in Photoshop. So, pretty fun. Fun. I know, Jimmy says it's a 2020. We need a new code. We're still stuck in 2019, but the code's a code. It still works. So, yes, we have about an hour until design feedback. So, make sure you submit. Elda is asking if you have any methods when figuring out a color scheme for your work.
Yeah. Like I said, I just like look at other pieces that I like and just like what's going on there and like yeah, and then I try to think of like the theme. Like this one, I go into the restaurant and it's a lot of yellow, red, and white.
Yeah, so you're pulling from that.
Yeah, just like get inspiration of what your subject matter is, and then yeah.
Go from there.
Yeah.
Cool. I love these colors. They're so poppy. Punchy fun.
Yeah. And you can make, it's crazy, like you can make the biggest difference with just a little amount of color. Just like you don't have to like keep shading, making things muddy, and just like yeah, and just like it's like
just keep it clean and simple.
Yeah, just flat vector, and then you can get your detail from the shading, like I said.
Yeah. Rabilo's asking if there are any like illustration trends, any current trends that you have seen.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
In the year?
Yeah, not new. I just keep thinking about. I see the line style everywhere, just like that, a lot of that, and just like yeah, I'm trying to think of what was like the illustration style now. Yeah, just like I usually like just like think of like just like what I'm trying to capture, like what the style I want, and then gravitate toward that, and then just like yeah,
focus more on your style versus what's trendy at the moment.
So that's a great way to think. Just like and then you get more organic pieces from that. So
sure, and more natural to you. Like it's your style, it's what you like, and I think that comes through in your work if it's something that you actually enjoy versus something you're just trying to do because it's trendy.
Yeah. And I do have moments when the client asks for trendy because they've seen it everywhere. So there is a lot of that. So just know what you're doing and just like try to be as original as possible.
Or thinking how you can apply that trend in your style. Like how you can translate it into something that still looks like you.
Yeah. Sure.
Betsy says, "Hey Adam, it's your cousin Betsy."
Oh, hey Betsy. Hey.
All your cousins.
My throat's like breaking out today, so you guys have to bear with me.
It knew you were going live.
Yeah.
Trudy from Monterey. That's just down the road from San Francisco a little ways.
Oh, that's cool.
Nora's asking if you make prints of your work or if you only work online.
I only work online, and that's a goal in 2020 for me. It's like just to print stuff. I go to so many like craft fairs, and I see all the people I love like printing and selling their work. And if anyone has that advice on like where to print and like how to do it like efficiently, it's like that's so helpful.
Yeah, feel free to share if you guys have information on that.
Because it's really something that people are investing in. Because it's a lot of money to get all that stuff together. So yeah. Yeah,
and you have to invest that up front if you're going to be selling prints for the most part. Investing it and hoping that they sell and you make the money back.
Yeah,
but that's it's a risk, you know.
Yeah. I've been kind of playing with I have Society 6, so
because then you don't have to put the money in up front.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice passive income too that you can kind of have on the side as you're working with clients. The more passive income you can have, the better.
Yeah, but for the most part, I'm just like usually caught up in clients and like trying to email to get more clients. So that's definitely a thing I need to work on this year.
Yeah. Is that kind of you reach out to clients a lot? Is that kind of one of the main ways that you...
Oh, that is a good way. I have gotten clients just by emailing them, and not being annoying, but just like just trying it. Like, oh, I really want to work with them, so maybe they'll hire me. And then sometimes you do get that email back, and or they've seen your work before, so
yeah, it's a great way because they may never come across you online, so it's a good way to just put yourself in front of them, and maybe they don't need someone now. In the future, they might remember you, and it doesn't hurt to reach out.
Yeah, we have a nice creative field. Like there is a lot of nice like people that will like write you back, or like I used to like when I first started out, I wasn't sure. Like I was like trying to find my style and everything, and I would like email people and like ask them like have them just critique my portfolio. So it'd like be in front of them, and like you build more of a connection with them.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Cause in college I really liked Tag Carpenter. He's amazing, and he like wrote me back and everything. He was like starting his agency, and like he took the time to like write me back, and I thought that was like so cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Hafsoon's asking, how did you get the idea to make KFC lemonade, and how did you go about it? Is it on your site? Can I pull it up?
Oh yeah.
Under design?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at it. This one?
Yeah. This one I was walking into like KFC. They had like a specific color palette they wanted, and like this style that they wanted, like flat graphics. So I wanted to make it fun and show like the whole process of making lemonade. And like it's a sparkling lemonade, so it's really fun to play with bubbles and just.
Yeah, these little things here. Fun.
Yeah. It all started with that was like one that started with a logo, and it ended up being so many other pieces. So
a lot of pieces. Cool. Yeah, so you just took inspiration from their original like ideas and then pushed it further. Yeah,
color palette, and they showed me like a mood board where they're just looking for a vintage style, and like they want it to be worn and like have like the texture that I work with. So
cool.
Yeah,
that's fun. Jack says I use Society 6 also.
Yeah.
Judy says Society 6, yeah.
Yeah, I still have yet to sell stuff on there. Like I don't you have to like build like a fan base on there, so it's like a different world to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that takes time. But once you build it up, hopefully then it kind of builds itself after a little while. Oh, Jan says Voodoo Val uses InPrint. I don't know InPrint. Cool. Yeah, thank you. Tim just linked Adam's website. If you want to take a look at it, it's adamkoon.com. You can search Adam Koon on Behance, and then your Instagram is Adam J. Koon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you go follow him, see all his illustrations there. And right now, Adam is working on an illustration for a restaurant in New York.
In Bushwick.
In Bushwick,
Brooklyn, yeah. It just opened like not too long ago.
A Turkish restaurant, which is super fun.
Yeah, so right now I'm just like working with blocking in all the colors, and I do a lot of I don't know if you guys do this, but I keep wanting to do Control Alt 2. That's like on Windows, but just like where you can lock it while you play with other things and like bring something to the front. Because I hate when this is moving around and.
Yeah, you're trying to select one shape and it's grabbing another shape.
Yeah,
and
that's the way that works with me. Like you can do other things obviously, and like play with the layers, but.
Yeah, locking is the best. And knowing all those shortcuts is so nice because it just saves you so much time. Like it really does. Like you might not think it's actually saving time, but to know all those shortcuts is key. Key, literally.
Yeah.
Lee is asking if you use a tablet or an iPad to draw as well, or do you just use your mouse?
I do. With one Surface Studio, you can draw right on the screen, so that's really great to just. It's
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just like I can draw vectorally too. Like there's like so many things that you can do with it, which is great. And it's like the Wacom tablet and like Cintiq, pretty much.
So when you did the illustration, the base illustration in Photoshop, you were using just your drawing on your screen, or were you drawing with the mouse?
I was just drawing on my screen. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then now you're using a mouse, and then are you going to use the screen again when you fill in the details later?
Yeah, I'm using for like some of this stuff. Like I want to use like the to draw on the screen. I want to use that, and then but today I'm just I have already done like the process of drawing everything and having all the shapes that I want. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's really just like cracking everything down and
You're just kind of
Illustrate.
filling it in with those shapes now. Which
Yeah.
it's easier to do with a mouse, I think.
And my style is like obviously like more flat and graphic, so it's like it's so different for like different people and what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that the design is reminiscent of George Gross. Do you have artists that you like reference, or who are you like kind of your inspiration?
Yeah, I believe it's Mary Blair that did all the Disney illustrations. Like she, I see everyone referencing her, and like she's amazing. Like she's like the top one. And then during school, I was like really looking up to Tag Carpenter and Invisible Creatures in Seattle. Like those were the top ones that I liked, and yeah.
That's cool. Always good to have people that you look up to.
Yeah.
Learn from.
I feel like with a lot of my work, it's like not like I can be in different decades. It's just like I can be like different styles, different decades, and I want to like I don't want to like just like stay with one thing. So
yeah. And you don't have to. You don't have to be limited, which is cool.
Trying to see people I know.
Yeah. Hi, Mahadi. Hi, Lynette from Minnesota. Thank you guys for joining, asking such great questions.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start building this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, just like thinking he's like a bunch of like I like just like using like he's like a bunch of circles when I look at him.
Yeah,
and then, like,
so you're breaking it down into just the basic shapes.
Like even his sunglasses are circle, like just like that helps make it cleaner and yeah.
Yeah, I think that's less intimidating too, because people are hard, at least for me, people are really hard to draw or kind of get started with. And so if you break it down, then it's not as intimidating.
Yeah. I'm now realizing he's starting to look like the KFC guy, so I'm gonna like fix that. And
What is his name? Colonel? Is it?
Yeah. Colonel Sanders? Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. Colonel Sanders. The Turkish Colonel Sanders. Gotta give him his own personality.
Yeah. Did you see where Reba played him?
No.
Yeah, it's like a random commercial. I was like, what is happening?
That is so funny.
Yeah. Now I'm like, oh, I should add more colors, so I'm gonna play with that.
Okay.
Because
Fun.
I like I have like 4 colors usually, but I like doing the different tones of those, which is great. Like just like working with a different tone of red for his skin and just like, yeah, thinking of that.
Yeah, cool. Make him stand out more from the background.
Yeah, so I'm gonna duplicate this. I think I'm gonna actually just
I only know Colonel Sanders. Did you kind of always make your own colors like that, like just by eye, or do you ever like pull colors from?
Oh, like swatches?
Yeah.
Yeah, I it usually gets down to that. We like figure out what is this color that we make, so like you can print it properly. So
Sure.
yeah, just like a lot of it is just me like eyeballing it and just like
that's
figuring
cool.
out from there.
Just going off what looks best to you.
Yeah, so I want this to be darker, and then
Nisha's asking, how do you manage all the layers? So you have that illustration layer is locked, right? So you don't even have to touch it.
I kind of like
Worry
group it
about it.
throughout, and like I do like if I'm like sometimes I work for animation, so I like I divide it differently for that. Like I have the arm, and like I make sure I layer out everything, but. Yeah, a lot of times I'm just like grouping each one of these as I go, and like trying to label it in the layers file. So like this background would be its own thing.
Its own thing, and then that would be locked so that you don't have to worry about moving it around later.
Yeah, so that's great.
You answered this a little bit, but Robert's asking again, who are some of your biggest Illustrator inspirations?
Yeah, Mary Blair, like I said earlier, and yeah, I just I remember I was really obsessed with Jessica Hish, obviously.
Yes, her lettering.
Yeah, that
so good.
hand lettering is like what got me into like just like I kept hand lettering everything, and then I was like, oh, I really am like want to incorporate illustration. I'm like, and I focus more on the illustration side and just like having those interact with each other, like type and.
Yeah, I mean a lot of her type is very illustrative
Yeah,
too,
she's
so you
amazing.
can totally combine it. Yeah, she's really cool. She has a fun book too. It teaches you how to do lettering. That's pretty fun.
She met like Dax Shepard and his wife like with her book. I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
What? I love Dax Shepard.
I'm gonna actually take one of these.
Just imagine if Picasso had access to Illustrator.
Oh,
That would be
Somewhere.
very interesting. Totally different medium than what he was working with.
This is multiplied, so turn that off. It is different when you like you have this layer up above that's multiplied. I do have to like sometimes I want the eyedropper tool like to grab something, like you have to like turn that off. So
Okay.
yeah, that's like what it looks like now. So it's like it's cool to like look at that.
The eyedropper would just grab the top layer, right?
Yeah, so it's
it
like
would just
you're
grab
grabbing
like the black
yeah,
or white or whatever.
yeah,
it is.
white.
Okay.
So
So you turn it off. If you turn it off, then you can use the eyedropper to grab whatever color.
So and then now I'm gonna start on his beard.
Anthony is asking if you have tried the vector brushes in Adobe Fresco. Have you used Adobe Fresco?
I haven't. No, I want to. Yeah. I use a lot of Windows stuff, so it's
Sure.
yeah. Is it on Windows? Now I'm like what?
I don't know. I think you can just access it with your Creative Cloud, so
Oh,
you should
okay.
be able to download it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I need to.
You should. Yeah. I know. I haven't played with it either, but it looks fun. I think you can do a lot with it.
Oh,
It's
that's
pretty
cool.
powerful already.
It's a lot like this, like vector, everything is, and
Yeah, I think so.
that's
I don't
cool.
know. I haven't really looked into it that much.
Yeah.
So I watched like a couple little videos. Okay, yeah. Tim says some Windows devices support Fresco, so you might be able to download it.
Oh, that's cool.
Depending
Yeah.
on.
Thank you.
Pretty cool.
I'm like,
Getting his
yeah, I'm
chin, beard.
there we go. Now he's not Colonel Sanders.
Now he's his own person. We'll have to give him some kind of name though.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
You guys have name suggestions.
I looked at
this
my
guy.
work recently and I was like, oh, I'm doing a lot of just like characters that I made up. Like there's not like a lot of like ones that are like based off of characters, which is like
That's cool though. So creative.
yeah, I feel like there's so
Off
much
from your own
pressure when
brain.
you're like illustrating something like a celebrity or someone that looks like someone and they're like seeing it.
People already have an idea of what they should look
Yeah.
like.
So it's like cool to like look at the design of people and just like regular people and just like make like your own person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Russell says I've used Fresco on a Surface Pro.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I'm gonna go home and do
cool.
that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, excluding Surface Pro X.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so Matt's asking if you ever move over to Photoshop when you're done in Illustrator. And you said you do sometimes
Yeah.
move to Photoshop.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, just like if I want more detailed work, because you can do texture in Vector, but it's like it does slow it down. So yeah, a lot of times I try to figure out if I can do it in Photoshop because some things like need to be printed bigger. So I like to work like full resolution in Illustrator
Yeah.
for the most part. But yeah,
But adding texture and those kind of finishing details you can do in Photoshop.
yeah, you can do like it's a lot more, like a lot more detail, a lot more shading, and yeah.
Nora's asking if you have a special way of organizing your layers or are you a freestyler?
I'm kind of a freestyler, but then I like organize as I like group everything. I'm like, oh, okay, this is like all done. So like I go back to the layers as I work. So yeah.
That's great too when you have so many different shapes because you can lock like a group.
Yeah.
And then like if you need to just work on that group, unlock just that group instead of like, I don't know, because when you unlock or you lock like a bunch of things and then you have to hit like unlock all.
Yeah.
Instead of like being able to just unlock that group. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's great to like the background will be done, so I don't have to like fight through this guy to get to it, and like
exactly.
then it gets like so complicated, and so it's like nice to have everything grouped that way. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So here's a circle.
Isabella's asking what projects you're most proud of that you've worked on. That's a good question.
Yeah, I think the biggest one I worked with Atomic Dust in St. Louis. They and that was like a big branding project that was like branding a whole restaurant, and then I got to bring a lot of illustration into that. So it's like really cool to like see all the different illustrated elements throughout a piece that's like right in front of you and like tangible, and yeah. So Pirano Pasta is.
Do you do branding as well? Like, were you involved in the branding process and the coming up with all the concepts and everything?
Oh yeah, I worked with the team and just like thinking of everything that. It was like this little town in Italy was the basis of it. So yeah, it's like pulling all the inspiration from that, and yeah,
that's really cool. And then cool to see it in real life.
Yeah, like I walked into like the whole walls illustrated, like, and it's like really cool to like see like your work like be bigger than you and like in the room.
That's amazing.
Like, it's like really weird.
Yeah. And then she also asked what made you interested in graphic design.
That was kind of a stepping off. That was like where I started. I didn't know what I wanted to be in college, and I really liked. I knew I wanted to do graphic design, and I slowly like eased like illustration into that. So I think they go well together, and I want to like. I knew I wanted to do that like as I figured out in college, and just like.
Did you go into college knowing that you wanted to major in graphic design, or did you figure that out?
No, I had no idea like at all like what I was like gonna. I was like fine art, like I was like going through everything like the freshman year, and like I was gonna quit at one point. I was like, this is like horrible.
It's a hard time. You're 18 and you're supposed to know what you want to do for the rest of your life. Like that's scary.
Yeah, we were like painting like a cube white, and then like we had to like figure out how to construct it, and there's like all this stuff that I didn't get. Like why are we doing this? But
because you were doing fine art at first.
They incorporate everything into it, so like fine art, and then you're doing like 3D. So it was really fun. Like I'm glad I did that. Like I learned like what I wanted to do. But I just remember freshman year was rough.
Yeah.
But
it is a rough year. It gets a rough year for most people.
Yeah.
It's a big adjustment. Oh, Matt says, I'm a big fan of gradients, but I've noticed that there's banding in my gradients. Do you have tips to reduce that besides adding grain in Illustrator? So if you're doing gradients in Illustrator, do you have tips?
That is really good. I think I struggle with that as well. I do add grain. That's my way to solve it. But like I play with the colors as well. Just like it does like you have to like just like keep adjusting it, and like because I do hate that banding issue. Like I wish I like had like a better way to solve that one, but I don't work with a lot of gradients usually, so that's the way I avoid it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Grain does help though. Yeah, you just avoid.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah. That's basically what I'm saying.
That's how to fix the problem. Just don't.
No, but yeah, there's a lot of really good gradient like vector like artists that are the best way to avoid banding. I usually just adjust the colors if and like keep printing it and seeing how it looks.
Tim says, if possible, try to increase the bit depth. So
that's good. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Isabella says, just wanted to let you know, Adam, that the Oliver and Daggett family is watching, and we are so proud of you.
Oh, hey, that's my family back in Ohio. So.
Aww.
Thank you guys.
Representing.
I hope they didn't like call off work or something.
I
don't know. They're going to DVR.
Canceled everything just to watch you.
Yeah.
So fun. William says super jelly that you worked with Shake Shack.
Oh, yeah, they were really fun.
So fun. So we have about 34 minutes until design feedback. Kathleen did a demo today on using Puppet Warp and composition to make an illustration for a calendar. So you can get all the information for that is in the challenge tab right above the chat. You can get the file there. You can submit to Discord there. Make sure you guys submit because Adam will be giving feedback, and it's a great way to kind of join the community and practice some tools that you may not use all the time, build your portfolio, play around. So make sure you submit. This is week 2 of this challenge. So every challenge is 2 weeks. And a new challenge will be starting next Monday if you want to start at the beginning, but you can also jump in halfway, and that's totally fine. And then there's also an XD Daily Creative Challenge right after this. So if you're interested in learning XD, that's a great way to do it, is to do the challenges, play around with all those tools as well.
That's great.
Yeah. So many fun things.
So now I'm just like playing around with the hair. Like hair is like it's like the hardest thing for me. Like, I don't know why. Like it's like so many like weird shapes, and like people's personalities change. I don't know. There's like so many different personalities.
Yeah,
People do their
comes
hair.
through in your hair for sure.
There's like so many shapes and like I don't know, like the way to pull out the detail in there is like hard.
Yeah, and you're using the pen tool now.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, just like this one, I really want to like just make sure. Like I'm loose. Sometimes I loosely like just like trace it and like line everything up the way I want it. So.
I love the pen tool.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
And then it's really great. When I clicked on this point, I've discovered where you can just like if you want to like even it out, just pull that. Yeah, and it's like it makes a smooth, clean line. And
yeah.
And then sometimes I do use a smooth tool, so I like see this little like jagged bump here, and I just like smooth it out and then when I turn off the layer to see like all the lines are gone, so I'm like oh yeah,
how smooth it is,
and you like see all your mistakes. You're like, oh, I gotta fix that.
Like, oh wait, I'm not done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tool is super awesome to just make everything super smooth.
Yeah, and then that, and then the one tool I showed you where you like smooth out the edge, like someone mentioned before, that one's like so helpful. Just like I just made like a rounded edge right there, just like by dragging a point. So
yeah,
I'm just like kind of I go back and forth, so I just like I'm in here just like even everything out, and then I turn the layer back on. And
cool.
And I like try to get the most contrast like possible. Like I like that this is all dark and the yellow is like popping off the red, so
draws you to his eye right there.
And it makes like the glass is like a focal point.
Yeah, that's super important in design. I mean, illustration too, but if you're working on a design where you need to have certain things be key points to know how to use color and shape to like draw the eye right there.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes you'll have like where colors are next to each other and like there's no contrast, so that's like when you rely on the shadings. Like sometimes you like I like to disperse all the color evenly throughout the piece, and like or make it so your eye can like flow a certain way throughout the piece. So yeah, it's like shading can help, just like making sure that everything is next to each other isn't the same color.
Thinking about how like where the eye is going to start and how it's going to move through and what points it needs to hit.
Yeah, some people work like where everything has to be the color of the object that it is, and then I like it's kind of cool like to make something like a color that it shouldn't be, like just like a funky color, and just like or whatever goes best with the design. So
over real life.
Yeah,
because it's an illustration, it's not real life.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to be bound to that.
So I want his skin to be in my new color palette for now, and so I'm just going to add that and just drag it on down and be with the global colors.
Okay.
So I can adjust that to what?
So if you adjust it there in that swatch, will it adjust it for all of them?
Yeah. So it's really great, and then And
you don't have to like select all the ones that color and like make the adjustments.
Yeah, and I usually I have like the final piece, and then I just make multiple copies of it so I can discover colors and like play with it more.
Oh,
and just,
that's cool.
It's nice
you can just change all the colors easily. That's really fun at the end to like play around and discover new colors, combinations that might work.
Yeah, because the client will want it on like a light background and a dark background. I get asked that a lot, so like it can like change completely like what things are.
William says the smooth tool. I never knew about that.
It's so good, yeah.
These streams are so great for learning about new things.
I thought I was like cheating the system in college when I found it, and then I was like, you just have to know how you're using it and like be smart about it and like have the right points, and make sure you check everything and just not draw it. But right now I'm using my pen because I really like
Draw on the
this.
screen.
Yeah, I like the smoke that's coming out behind him for the doorway, and I think the only way to like, I kind of like just like seeing what happens when I draw it on the screen like with the vector and like following this line, and it gives it more like hand drawn look instead of like a cold like just like tracing each line. So
And you're using the pencil tool?
yeah, so I'm using the pencil tool, and
Cool.
then just like that I draw vector sometimes, and that makes it go faster, and just like there's some things I think it looks way better just like drawing it.
Yeah, less structured, more organic.
Yeah. So it doesn't like always have to be like your sketch. You can like find a new thing when you're just like going along. And
what's cool about the pencil tool is it kind of like, well, I don't know if people could probably see it there a little bit. It kind of smooths it out a little bit after you draw it.
yeah.
And so then it's like organic, but it's still like smoother than it would be maybe if you drew it fully by hand
Yeah. And
on paper.
yeah, that's great. I see like it doesn't even line up with this, so I can like go if I wanted to like I like what I had before. I can just like go back and adjust it within that. But I also really like I said, I use the shape builder tool a lot.
Yeah.
So I just like go over here and like drag it up here really quick, and then it switches the color, of course.
Sure, because it combines it.
Yeah, so I just like go back in here and just like instead of like using the Pathfinder tool and
Yeah. Mads is asking, how did you get clients in the beginning when you were first starting out?
a lot of it was like, oh, I have Shake Shack, so I can go full-time freelance. Like I just had like that one client, like I just like started a business from there, and just like, okay, I have one client, just thinking of this one, like thinking where I am in the present, and then just like moving forward, and like hoping like more people would come, and like.
Were you
stuff like
working
that.
with a company before that, or what?
I was, yeah. So and then I just went a full-time freelance and just like tried it out, and like New York was great because there's like more like there's people around you that like can give you the work, and like there's more agencies and
more
just, like,
connections.
so it's been great. Like I had like a great place to be for it, and
So when you were working a job for like you were doing illustrations for somebody else, and then you were also putting your work on Instagram and out there. So then Shake Shack found you.
yeah. So I was always working like in different agencies, but I would just like the side hustles are really important. Like just like heading home and just like
Doing your own work on the side and putting it out there.
yeah. So I had like so many years of just like me just having fun posting illustrations. So
Yeah.
and then like slowly more and more like clients were like in my portfolio. So yeah. And I
That's
made like so
cool.
much garbage at the beginning, and just like so many things that it's great to like see how you've developed, and like people see a style in your work that you don't like, you're just like so used to making it that it's crazy like what people find in your work, and like they know that it's mine when I put it out there, like certain things. So yeah.
That's so cool because you were making work that you loved and you were passionate about.
Yeah.
And just for fun, and then it became your full-time gig. Which is really cool, but you had to put in that work and that effort and actually put it out there and like not be afraid to share it.
Yeah.
Even when it maybe wasn't as good as it is now. Like that takes courage.
I was like agoraphobic for most of my 20s, I feel like, because I would just stay home and just illustrate and just like constantly like pull late nights and but a lot of it was like really fun. So
yeah, and it paid off. Yeah, super important to put your work out there for people to see. Oh yeah, Jack says you could also adjust how much auto smoothing happens with the pencil tool by double clicking the icon and dragging the fidelity slider, same with the brush tool. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I'm gonna grab it. And then
Double click it. Maybe double.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's really helpful.
That's great to know. Adjust all of those settings. Maria says, I think the harder thing for me is to find my style. That is hard. Did you develop your style just over time, the more you were working, or was it kind of more instant?
Yeah, I always looked at, in college, I always looked at like 1950s illustration and was like trying to like be in that style and like do my own thing. And then I just kept like building it and like developing it over the years. So yeah, I had like really weird people at the beginning. They're all like noodly and just like it's like really weird style. And then like just like gradually I like made more rules as I went along, and like I like this nose. I'm like I kept wanting to add it to everything, and just like I like this eye and different things like that.
Yeah, and then just over time it became your own style.
Yeah.
It's very cool. about 20 minutes until the Daily Creative Challenge feedback, so make sure you submit. We want to see your work, what you guys
I'm excited.
create. Yeah, it's so fun to see. It's so cool because it's the same challenge for everyone, but everyone makes something different.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's so cool.
So I'm gonna...
Dan says, I see a Nintendo D-pad behind that character, or maybe it's just my retro mind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, that is cool. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's fun.
Yeah, they when you go into the restaurant, there's like a bunch of plates on the wall, and like they have like this cross that's made out of like ceramic. So I'm like
You're
trying to
taking
catch.
inspiration from all of that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Angela says, love your style and hearing you talk about where and how you started in your career is very inspirational. I'm graduating from uni soon, and this is giving me hope for the future.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Yeah. It's tough, like figuring everything out and like getting there at the beginning, just keep doing it. And
yeah, just keep going.
it's hard because you have to be like it to be keep going with it. Like you just get
if you don't love it, you're not going to be putting in that much work and like not enough to really build your portfolio or really refine your style. You have to love it.
For sure, yeah. And I'm definitely like still like I feel like I'm still at the beginning, like figuring everything out, and that's like just trying to get there, and like a lot of us. So.
If you're looking for the link on where to submit your art for the feedback, you can submit it right above the chat. There is a little tab that says challenge. If you click on that, then there'll be all the information there. There'll be a link to Discord where you submit. And Tim also dropped it there in the chat, so you can click on that as well. But if you're looking for the file and everything, that is all in that challenge tab right above the chat. Thank you guys for asking such good questions too.
Yeah, these are great.
It's always fun when everyone's jumping in. Do you have a favorite dish at this restaurant? You said they have a good salad.
Yeah, a salad. I'm like eating it at like 3 a.m, just like this amazing like
At
vinegar.
3 in the morning?
I,
What's on the salad?
It's just like vinegar and like it's like all this like different slaw and like I don't know. I love it. I talk about it the whole night and I get annoyed people.
It's always good to have a favorite dish at a restaurant.
Yeah, there's like there's so many new ones that are popping up in Bushwick that I just like keep going to the same ones and it's great.
That's awesome. Working on his nose.
Yeah, usually I like to do like a pop of color here and just like
draw more attention to his face.
Yeah, I like when like the nose is like a different color and it's like this like design like element that pops like out of.
Yeah, because it is a shape. It's like a geometric object, so that's kind of cool that you can. It doesn't have to blend into the face.
And the nose developed from Pirano pasta. I had that one project where they suggested like drawing the nose like that, and like and I like really liked it, so I like keep adding it to everything. And
now it's kind of a staple in your characters.
Yeah, so, little lines in his nose.
When you're drawing a character, do you take inspiration from people that you've seen or people that you know ever, or is it just all from your head?
Yeah, it's definitely from people I know. I just I make a mood board in Pinterest. It's really like just that, and just like taking all like the compositions I want and like different designers that I want to like. I like the shoe that he made in this, and I like just like doing your own thing, but just like getting inspiration from people you love.
That's cool.
Yeah.
From your real life. Do you ever tell people that they're inspiration for one of your characters?
Yeah, I had like the Shake Shack, and I put all my friends in it. Like they're all in the printed,
so cool.
So it's like really cool, like to like capture different people and like.
That's really cool. How fun for them. Jareena's asking, how do you make the transition from smooth line to a sharp point with the pen tool?
Smooth line too.
So I guess if it's like kind of more like the curved, and then instead of like continuing the curve, how do you then make it like a straight line again? You know what I mean?
How do I go back to a straight line from a curve?
I think so. I think that's the question. If that's not the question, feel free to rephrase. But that's how I'm interpreting it.
Yeah, I guess rely on other shapes to go back to a smooth line. Like if I wanted this to be like more like going to a straight line, I'd like put something like straight against it. That's like the best way I do it. Like just like to go back to a straight point. If that answers your question, yeah.
And then, but then, like, if you're drawing with the pen tool, then you have to click again, right, to like make it a new line.
Yeah, you have to click it again. Yeah, for sure. And then, I holding down Shift is a really good way to make it even and like just a straight line.
Yeah. If you hold down Shift, it'll like make it a perfectly straight line, whichever direction that you're going. But yes, if that doesn't answer your question, Darina, feel free.
Yeah, let me know. I'm like, what color should I make this couch behind here? I'm just like, it can't blend in.
Yeah. That is a challenge with a limited color palette is things are going to blend together. So how do you separate them or do you add new colors?
Yeah, sometimes I do add more colors. I'm like,
Yeah, like the person's face. You added that.
Yeah. I'm just going to make it yellow again.
That's a great tool too, like to be able to bring things to the front or to the back.
Yeah, there's like you can learn key commands for it, but I just like bring to front, send to back, paste into place is really good to make everything even, and Control Alt F, I believe it pastes it right in front of it exactly. I think that's a key command. But yeah.
Yeah, all those tools. Oh, the align tools.
Yeah.
Amazing. Sometimes I like to like eyeball align things just to see how close I am, and then use the align tools. Like test myself. How good is my alignment?
Yes, it's great. There's like so many things you can use, like even the ruler.
Oh
tool,
yeah.
It's like, and a lot of times like I wanted this to be like a perfect oval, so I just like grabbed a circle and like
then
put
squashed it.
Yeah, and just like to get to what I want.
Yes.
It's all even and. So now I just want to I want to group all this in the background right now, and it's that really helped me so I can like work behind this guy because I made him and he's like I don't want to
group it and lock it and then work behind it without having to worry about messing up what you already done. Yeah,
because I used to go send to back for everything working on top of another thing, so it's like it is really great to just group it.
Group it.
And then you send that to back. That's really great. So now if I want to edit in here, it's like that, and then
you can just double click on that, and then you're working just in that group, and you're not going to affect anything else outside of that group.
And you lose your line, so there's a better way. You could paste in front of it, but I just lower the opacity, and I can see.
Then you can still see your lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mads is asking, I wasn't here in the start, but do you make your sketch in pencil or do you do that in Illustrator with a tablet? And you actually did neither of those. You did it in Photoshop. Right?
Yeah, I did in Photoshop, and then I just carried into Illustrator.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I do sketch with vector. You can just I like to play with it, and there's really good pens, brushes that look like actual pencil, and just it's really fun. There's so many. Kyle Layentender, he does a lot of that. It's really good. He's drawing on the screen, and it's this. It looks like this more organic, wavy lines that are really good.
Yeah, always nice to start with a sketch before you.
Yeah.
Really jump in, get everything in place, and kind of the general composition makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, some people are amazing at just going straight into it and just making.
So hard.
Yeah, it's just so hard. I've done it, and I'm just I'm oh, this is cold. It's I don't know. There's something missing, where it doesn't. Yeah, look like what I wanted.
The personality kind of comes through in the sketching.
Yeah. And there's some I don't know what the bottom of this is gonna look like, so I'm just I think it's fine, just put a line there for now. And
and then you can adjust it.
Yeah, and then I like to make things kind of fade with grain, so I can apply that later. Just it's fading down. It's a really cool effect.
Cool. And then you're rounding out that corner.
Yeah. So it like flushes with this the way I want it to, and like yeah. Instead of just like tracing it and trying to get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and this part's like circles, and it's really nice to like just like drag them down and line them up that way.
Yeah, and then it's exactly even.
But not, yeah. I'm actually going to take this out of here. Control C. So I don't want to be part of the background. So
Control C would be copy. What'd you do? Control.
yeah, copy, and I'm
Copy.
going to paste into place so it just like it goes behind this.
Got it.
So it's its own separate thing, and then.
Because you don't want it to be in that group with the what even is that, like the wall?
The awning, I keep saying.
Oh, the awning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that stuff.
I just didn't know what it was called. Okay, so you want it to be separate from that group, so
Yeah.
that's why you're copying it out. Okay.
And then I want to group these together so they're their own thing. And
Got it.
I kind of work with that within it, and you can obviously like just like finish one section and move on to the other one. And I do a lot of stuff where I get like I get bored with like the couch and I like move over to another thing and then go back to
you
the
come back to it.
couch.
You don't have to finish it completely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ron says if you shift and drag down, it makes it even. Yeah, the shift key is great for all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Making everything super. Oh yeah, everyone's pasting shortcuts. Great. Thanks guys for sharing all those. Matt says, so what do you show your client during your process from brief to delivery of illustration? Like, do you show them the mood board? Do you show them the sketches? Kind of what's the process with a client?
Yeah, a lot of it does start with a mood board, like what I'm thinking. But as an illustrator, I've noticed that a lot of people come to me like just looking for, they already have a mood board presented. So that's really nice. Just like I have understanding of what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And then we go just straight into sketching from there. And just like I like to present like sometimes like 3 or more ideas and just like have them pick what they want. And like
totally different concepts, or kind of, are they similar?
Yeah, different concepts. And that's what I'm working on now. And then, yeah, just like I take their feedback and I make sure like a lot of the sketch is like finalized, like it's like a final detailed sketch that they're happy with.
They don't have to try to visualize too much.
Yeah, because like if I'm like working and like I'm presenting anything other than a sketch or like color or shapes, and like they like, oh, what is this? And you're like, oh, I'm not done. And so
you're like, don't worry, it's not gonna look like this when it's done, but they can't visualize that.
Yeah, so just like always think about what they're thinking when they look at it, because yeah, you could be like, oh, it's gonna be like this in my head, but they don't know where you're at.
Yeah, you want that communication to be very clear so that they know what they're gonna get at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It's important. Communication with clients, super important.
Yeah. And this is like 3 different shapes. So I'm just like blending them together, so it's like this clean, even shape. And then sometimes you have to like look at the corners and like zoom in and just like make sure everything's smooth. And
Sure. Milan says, can you come to India and teach? I love your work.
Oh, that'd be cool. I've never been to India. I would love that.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah. It's like my cousin on there. There's everyone.
Aww.
Yeah.
All the fans.
Hey, Jennifer.
So fun.
See here, that was speed up Illustrator anyway.
Do you want to go over how you united those shapes, so like the circle and the square that you have for that base there?
Yeah, I could do it again. I'm gonna like hide this with Control Z 3. I use that a lot because I just like want to get things out of the way. So yeah, I started like this, and then I want these circles to like line up with each other and like be like not off balance or anything. So I just,
how
like,
did you copy it? You did all.
Yeah, Alt Shift. So
Alt
you just
Shift.
like drag it down, and it's like
And click.
even with that, and you know it is. And then yeah, just like so this is like 2 circles, and I know and there's a rectangle in the middle, so I know that will make a even, clean shape
Okay, cool.
to start with, and then I can add other details as I go.
And then you just group them?
Yeah,
Did you write them, or how did you make them all one?
yeah, the shape builder tool again.
shape builder
yeah,
tool.
it's like
Okay.
yeah, it's great. It's like really quick and
So you just select everything and then you just drag down.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, Ron says I always use the Pathfinder for that, and you could use the Pathfinder too.
Yeah, that is
if you
great.
wanted.
Yeah, I do like for certain things I do like to use the Pathfinder just like so I
Sure.
know like larger pieces when I like have this final thing done and I want to like play with the Pathfinder that
Yeah.
way and just like do different things. But yeah, as I'm working, I just get the shape builder tool. It's just like different ways of working.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways that you can do kind of the same thing, but like you said, it works better in certain instances to use certain tools. So you kind of have to figure that out for yourself as you're
Yeah, sure.
going. Yes, Tim, thank you for the reminder. Check out the challenge tab. We have about 8 minutes until design feedback. So it went by so fast.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah.
Flying by today. So make sure you submit. We want to see your work. We want to see what you guys did for your calendar illustration with the warp tool and composition. You can get some live feedback. Super great. It's a really fun community.
And there's always like things that you can just copy and paste. Like if you don't want to remake each one of the loops in the couch, just like copy
make
and
it
paste
once
that. Yeah,
and
just
then
like
copy and paste
yeah.
it.
So make sure this is even. Make sure it's a stroke. I do get in like situations where I'm like, oh, I need to like even this out now.
Yeah.
And it's like, you are like kind of like measuring it that way sometimes. But yeah, this will be good for now. This is a lot of like shapes, but I also like work with lines within the work, so
Yeah.
there's like moments of that as well.
Yeah.
And so there's like 3 things going on, like the color blocking. Like some people work well just with that, and then I'm working with lines to show detail, and then shading as well. So
Yeah. On top of the shapes that you build with
Yeah.
the color blocking.
this, I want the ends of it to be rounded, and then I can work on like making sure it's a smooth line with the other, with this section of the couch or booth.
Do you have suggestions for incorporating more colors into pieces? Milan says, I tend to only use a few colors. Can you suggest a way that I can start liking and using other colors as well?
Oh yeah, I really think it's
Yeah.
just like a matter of experimenting as you go
Yeah.
along. Like I could make his face blue, and like I do go back to art school where I think of the color palette on that wheel thing
color
where
wheel.
just like what goes together, and like oh I know that blue goes well with orange, so I like
Yeah,
kinda-
learning color theory so
Yeah.
you feel comfortable with what colors. But then I think, like you said, experimenting, like playing around,
Yeah.
and if it looks terrible, then you learn, you know? If it looks great, then you found something new
Yeah.
that you can use.
Yeah, like Mary Blair was like really good because she like made funky colors next to each other. So there's no like there's a wrong and right way to do, but it's just like find out what works well and just like
Yeah, and not being afraid of color.
Yeah.
I think it can be intimidating, but if you just play around with it and just try to stop being afraid of it,
yeah.
and just see what works, and yeah, the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then now I'm doing more of like I like these like little like wonky like shapes in the background, and just like it's like really nice to just draw them and like get a quick color and like
Yeah.
make sure they're smooth and everything. And then I want to like flow back here, so it's like another design element. And then just fill it with like what color I'm thinking. And
Cool. Ron's asking you if you use the width tool at all.
oh, I do. Yeah, I do use that on strokes, and I can show that more throughout. But yeah, just like I go into color blocking first, and then I go into the width tool like with
It would be
different
like
strokes.
a secondary step
Yeah,
after you've already kind of put all the basics in.
yeah, because I would like the cat's hair like goes from like
Yeah.
small to big, so it's like
Uh-huh.
it'd be really cool to play with it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be working more on this illustration tomorrow. If we won't be able to finish
Yeah,
it today. So.
I want to come in tomorrow with like a good illustration to shade. Like
Yeah. So you guys can see more of like the detail work and
Yeah.
with tool and shading and all that kind of stuff more tomorrow. So you want to make sure you come back same time.
yeah,
same place.
definitely. Yeah. Excited.
We'll be here. Kenneth is asking if did you choose the color palette before or did you do it on the fly?
I chose it before, but it was like very rough because I was like, I just like playing with it as I go along, really, and then thinking about like what the Turks in the color palette they have, and just like the color, and playing with those. Like I really like messing with like a orangish red. So they have like a regular red, so it's like cool to like play with that and just push things differently and
stick with like their style, but like bring a more interesting element to it instead of just using exactly their colors. It's fun. Just a couple more minutes till design feedback, so make sure you submit. You got about 3 minutes left to get your work in there. You can always submit it later as well, and hopefully someone in the community will give you some feedback. But if you want your work to be on the stream, gotta get it in.
Yeah. So like clouds, like they're like this. You can have it like be like draw it and like have it be more like this lumpy thing, or you can like go in there and like just play with different circles, so it's like this clean final piece, like however you want it.
Whatever your preference is.
Yeah, so just like I'm like looking at this
One's
shape.
more geometric.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah. So I can just go in here.
Smoother.
And I just know that I want there to be a flat bottom, so I'm just like making like shapes that I think go well together and playing with it.
Kenneth is asking where you can submit work. So if you want to submit to this challenge, right above the chat, there is a little tab that says challenge. If you click on that, you'll get all the information. You'll get the starter file, and there'll be a link to join Discord, which is where all the work will be reviewed. So lots of information there. Make sure you click on that. And Tim also dropped the link in there as well to Discord. Thank you, Tim.
So this, I want to have a flat, even bottom, so I'm just going in with that shape builder tool and just like cutting that off, hitting Alt while I'm doing it. So
okay, you hit Alt and then it will subtract the shape down there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a really great tool. And then, if I wanted to, I could go in with Pathfinder and just fill this in and just like
completely
make
unite
it easy.
it.
Yeah.
So the shape builder doesn't really unite it. You have to use Pathfinder if you want to like make it all into one shape.
Yeah, just like that's nice because it's like one click to get it all and like.
Because sometimes you still want it to be separate. Because maybe you'd want to like color each of those little circles separately.
Yeah.
So you could leave it separate, or if you want it to all be one shape. That's really cool to have the variety.
And like the more details that you do with like the leaves on here, I could like easily like copy and paste each one, and like people are gonna know like that it's more authentic.
Same shape if you do that.
Yeah, when people look at it, they're like, oh, I know what he did, and like so it does look more like authentic and like he spent time. If there's like you just like did each one in its own, because these are like different leaves, so they'd be doing different things. So
those like, subtle little details.
Yeah.
Things that people would notice kind of subconsciously.
Yeah.
It's good to think about.
And I definitely don't like always like follow like the sketch verbatim, so it's like
if it doesn't look as good once the actual design is in place, you want to make adjustments.
And now I'm liking that this leaf would go up here a little bit and just like overlap and like
I like that.
Play with the composition and
Cool. Well, let's jump over to our Daily Creative Challenge really quick. If you didn't submit yet, you still can submit later. If you want to watch the replay of this, that will be up as well. Kathleen was live this morning working on making an illustration for a calendar using the Puppet Warp and composition. So this was her illustration.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
Which is really beautiful. And now we have this one. We can make a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so fun with the monkey. I like those flowers too. These are like really beautiful.
What's around the monkey? It's like a married monkey, or is that like a veil?
I don't know. It kind of looks like, or maybe it's just like cut out of. Maybe it's. I don't know.
That's cool. Yeah, I like it.
I like this flower inside this house. I think that's a really cool touch to put something inside. Kind of makes it like more dimensional.
Yeah. I think yeah, you took your own like style with it because you can decide whether you want to go like make it real like photorealistic or you can
Yeah.
like make it more collage like. So it seems like you like went with like a collage style here, which is great.
Yeah, especially mixing like illustration with photo. Like this monkey is a photo, and then this is illustration, kind of like a vintage illustration. So
Yeah.
that definitely makes it feel like collage-esque.
Yeah, very vintage, and I like that it's like popping, like there's a lot of white throughout, and that's popping off of the dark background. So yeah,
Cool.
That's awesome.
Great
Yeah.
job. I like this too, how they showed it inside the calendar.
oh yeah,
So you can see what it would look like in a mock-up, like what it could look like on your wall.
that's awesome.
Very fun. That I think is from a past challenge. Here we've got a little baby in a basket.
Oh yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like that he's floating in the sky and like the
Yeah.
imagination there. It's really cool. Yeah, the only thing I see is like there's like a dark halo around him, so I would like play with that, or like maybe it would look better if it's like a crisp line, or like just like where he looks like he's like really up in the air.
More of a clean cut
Yeah,
out here. Yeah.
and maybe more flowers, like to make it more surreal and like more
Ooh,
push
if
it
he was
more.
like floating on the flowers, like there's flowers in this cloud too. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like flowers up here. Fun. Here's another calendar.
Who's on the 2020? That's like.
I know.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool. They're on 2019, stepping up to 2020, and then they'll be stepping up to
Nice.
2021. That's cool.
Yeah,
Cool concept.
Yeah, it gives me like 90s vibes
Uh-huh.
from it. And like the book that I had in the 90s, like the Trapper Keeper, or like the little notebook that had like that speckled
Oh
thing at the
yeah,
bottom.
yeah. This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I just like say add like more details and just like
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's like more detail in the black and it's not just like
Not
maybe there
so
is, I'm
dark.
not seeing, yeah, but yeah, it's like maybe playing with gradients more and like 'cause there is gradient at the top and like pushing that more.
Yeah, maybe bringing this down more, like up here. Is that what you're saying? Like kind of like incorporate
Yeah.
that gradient down further, so there's more of it.
Yeah, and it's maybe more like contrast with the 2020 and just like you can even make it bigger if you want. And, yeah.
Fun. Let's see. This is cool.
Yeah, I'm like, I see photo in there. It's almost like it's illustrated. Like it is really cool. Yeah,
It's a great reflection.
yeah, I like this one. It's like yeah, I like that how he's popping off the background and like you can really focus your eye on him and like the rest is like more like a light and yeah, I like how that he's like standing. It's like surreal that he's like standing on the water and stuff. So yeah,
I think what I would say is like there's a lot of white space over here that maybe you could like crop in a little bit further or add something over here to kind of balance out the composition a little bit. 'Cause it feels very heavy over here.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but it looks good. More calendar.
Yeah, that almost like looks illustrated. It's like yeah, it's really nice and clean
Looks
and
so clean.
yeah. I like the choice of the background, the color, like
Mm-hmm.
like the yellow goes really well with it, and then the pop of white makes it clean and yeah.
I like how it feels very realistic, but then when you actually look at it, it's a little house with like these giant leaves and giant flowers, and that's kind of fun that it's like you don't really realize that it's not realistic until you
Yeah.
start actually looking at it.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say like experiment maybe with more contrast or like, but I like that my eye like flows like there's like hidden things throughout the
Yeah.
piece. So yeah,
Looks great.
it's great.
Let's see. This might be from a past challenge as well, but we can open
That's
it
a-
up.
Wow, that is cool. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, it's like she's like more muted. Like it seems like she's like a lower opacity, but there's like all this detail going on in her skin and yeah.
It's like almost like vibrating like cause like the color separation here.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
like movement to it.
Yeah, I like wonder if like you could add more detail like in her skin herself and like just like yeah, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Looks great. Well, cool. Thank you guys for submitting
Yeah.
to the challenge. Let me just I'm just gonna refresh one more time just to make sure we don't miss anybody. Cool. Well, you can still submit later for some more feedback from the community. And make sure you tune in tomorrow. There will be another Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. And right after this is an XD Daily Creative Challenge. So make sure you participate in those. Thank you for participating.
Yeah, those were great.
Cool.
Awesome.
Get back to our illustration. If you are just tuning in, I'm here with Adam Koon from New York. He's been working on this illustration all day today, and we'll be continuing it tomorrow. It is for a restaurant that he loves in New York.
Yeah.
Turkish restaurant.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I have a little while to go, but yeah, just like, I want to be prepared just so I have everything for tomorrow and just like be able to just like go straight into great vector textures and everything.
Yeah, doing more tomorrow with detail, and today's been building a lot of shapes and kind of the base of this illustration. Very fun.
Yeah, and obviously it can go faster, like as you like, yeah, I'm talking today and just like, it can go like, just having fun with it, so.
Yeah. It's very challenging to work and talk at the same time, so I'm impressed that you've made it this far. It's quite a challenge.
Yeah, I think for a lot of my stuff, I'm relying on the shape of other things, so I like keep going back to this doorway and just like trimming everything with that, and just like, so now I have a clean line that's with this doorway.
Right.
And it's like, copy, and then I copy, and now I'm just gonna paste it into the back. So it's like with that, it's behind the guy, and everything's going together. So Control V. Oh, actually, I think I'm just gonna do paste into place.
So it goes exactly where it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a great tool.
And now I'm like seeing this, and I'm like, oh, I want his shirt. I want there to be less yellow because it'd be to not have the seat and the plate yellow. So I'm gonna play with that and just like make it white, and then change his shirt.
Yeah, as you're going through, kind of like you'll be able to see what, like the illustration will kind of tell you almost like what colors it needs to be, that you thought maybe it'll be this color and then it doesn't work, so you have to adjust it.
Yeah, sure. So I'm just fixing this at the bottom. Making sure it all flows to the bottom of the shape. And then, yeah. And then now I want to play with this. I like when this part is like darker than the top. Like the top is like where the light is hitting. I just try to think of that.
And the shadow would be on the side.
Yeah, so I can start doing that and like adding colors there. So I want it to be a darker yellow, so I'm just gonna play with that. And
yeah, that adds dimension and some reality to it, because that's what it would be like in real life. It would not be exactly the same color.
Yeah, and then if you have to just think about like what you're how you're printing this, and it's like if I was like doing a screen print, I would like make that the same yellow and like have other techniques for making it stand off and like be shaded by maybe the black that's in there and stuff like that.
We have a few more minutes, so if you have more questions for Adam, feel free to ask them. Questions about graphic design, illustration, working as a freelancer. You guys have had great questions so far. So keep them coming. Take advantage while he's here.
Yeah. I'm just like gonna play with like his skin. Like it's like I really want to make it like I just don't like this blending in the way it is in the background. So I just want to like
more contrast.
Yeah, I'm like, what if I add a blue? So
yeah, really make him pop.
I'm like, I don't like that blue, so I'm gonna leave it there for now and play with it. Make a new swatch for it.
And then you can adjust it.
Yeah.
Adjust it easier.
I'm gonna turn off my layer. Just kind of like it for now, yeah.
I like it. I think it definitely draws your eye right to his face then.
Yeah, and then I do get like there where I'm like, oh, I want to make it less harder, and I add a color, and I'm like, oh, it makes it more like complex and like more adds more detail if you add more color too. So just like don't limit yourself, but just like see what you can do like with less color too. And
I think it's a good idea that you kind of started with less color, and then, you know, you can always add more.
Yeah.
But you don't, I feel like it's kind of overwhelming if you're like, okay, I have 10 colors and I need to incorporate all of them into this piece, and it can get kind of crazy. But then, like, you're just like looking at it and be like, okay, now it needs this extra pop of color, and you can easily add it, but it's less overwhelming.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like I took away the line, so I like see unevenness here. So you just like it is a process of just like going back in there and like making sure this is smoothly aligned with that.
Right.
So like I like to just like drag it all the way and then do the shape builder tool again.
Okay.
So like I just get all the points and I'll make it like more even and easier to play with and like.
And then you unite it, and then it changes the color, so you have to change it back.
I use the white arrow a lot to just select the areas that I want, even though they're in a group. So.
Yeah, so the white arrow will select just that area, the like one that you click on, even if it's grouped, whereas the black arrow would select the whole group. Leah's asking, what would be your dream project if you have like a favorite band or product or something that you would really love to work on?
Ooh, that's a tough one. If I got like anything in Target, that would be amazing.
Oh my gosh, Target's my dream too.
I go in there for like hours and I just like I can't. There's like illustrators everywhere and designers. Like, they're very much about that and like making sure they team up with the right people to do that stuff.
Yeah, their campaigns are really fun, and you can tell they're just like a really fun company to work with, and it's cool too because they like working with artists and designers to do small like product runs. So like. They'll do like a, home goods line with somebody, or an illustration, they'll do like a little, I don't know, like a travel line or something, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then working on like their design campaigns or their ad campaigns would be super cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. One of the coolest things I've seen recently was FAO Schwartz opened in New York, and like they really like took it into account, like teaming up with all these like amazing illustrators and like making sure everything's like illustrated. So companies are doing that more and more, and just like it's really great.
That's really great. Well, you put it out there, so Target, if you're watching.
I did that on purpose.
Hire Adam.
No. Awesome. So, yeah. I'm gonna turn this back on and I'll go back to that. But now I have this blue, and I'm like, oh, now I can disperse that throughout. So it's like, I like it now. So
I really like the blue. I kind of like that it's the CMYK colors.
Yeah, so I do.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I like playing with that. Like I just like vibrant colors. Like I tend to use like less like muted colors or browns or
more bright, poppy.
Yeah.
Kind of primary-ish colors. At least in this design. Jack is asking, are you going to keep any of the line work from your sketch, or are you just using it as reference to build your shapes?
Yeah, I'm just using it as reference right now. Yeah, it's like all like pencil really, and it's like yeah.
You're gonna add some line work in after, right?
Oh yeah.
Shapes are built, but you're not gonna use that original line work. You'll kind of draw over it.
Yeah, just draw all over it. Yeah, because I go shapes and I go into lines. Really, I did a little bit here. Like I made some lines because I just wanted to see how it looks. But I usually just like go into the lines after I build all the shapes and then textures to see. Yeah, just like another way to add more detail.
Yeah. Marie is asking, was it difficult for you to initially establish a style, and can you talk about how your style evolved?
Yeah, it was difficult at the beginning. I felt like I was a designer, like trying to be an illustrator, and I was like, oh, I want to like. I did like at the beginning, like think of like what my style would be, and just like, and then because I knew like what I liked, and like I knew what I was like collecting on Pinterest, and like things from history that I really liked, and yeah, I just it just slowly like I adapted other things and added my own things, and just like the style just came organically through doing a bunch of work.
Yeah. How long do you feel like that process took? Like, was it a couple months, couple years?
Definitely a couple years. Like, I still keep like playing with my style and like wanting to do different things.
Sure,
and like, just like
always evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do all of the line work with a mouse, or do you have a tablet with a pen? That's a very popular question today.
Oh yeah, I do. I just draw on the screen. I have a Surface Studio at home, and it's like a Cintiq, but you just like can draw on the screen as well, and just like it's like a regular computer too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Were you always kind of using that, or were you using a tablet and stuff in the beginning, like a Wacom or something?
Oh yeah, in college I got my first Wacom tablet, and then I had that for a long time, and just like I was like so excited when I got it, and just like that's like when I first I started out like doing digital painting, like I was like,
cool.
Yeah, I was like I just thought it's like so cool that you can like even draw on a screen. I was like, and
you probably would like using Fresco. You should try it
Yeah,
out, 'cause that's kind of what
I'm
it's all
gonna do
about.
that.
Is like that kind of artsy, painterly style.
Yeah, there's like so many things to try now that it's like I keep going to Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. That's my main thing, and need to branch out.
Yeah. Belle's asking, does making digital abstract illustrations sell versus like real on paper illustrations?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I do think that people like want to look at your piece and how they can use it, and like
Sure.
they people like they're used to someone may want like a clean like more design, like they see how they can use it within a space and be clean and simple, or they'll go to a drawn one where they want to move away from digital and like they want to like have like a tangible, like you can see all the stuff done on paper. But yeah, usually it does have to be like the digital has to be scanned, and like I the working by hand is like it is harder to like adjust things. So I do like working vectorally, so I can like delete things and like just like get rid of things I don't want.
You bring it to a client and they're like, can you change all the colors? That's really hard to do
Yeah.
if it's not digital.
But there's so many amazing people that do like work
Yeah.
just like scanning their stuff in, and it's like this warm, organic, clean line, or like it's them like on the paper, and like it's less shapes and the way you do it vectorally.
Christopher's asking, what's been the largest hurdle for you to overcome as a freelance artist?
Getting clients, it is like a constant thing. Like some of the people I look up to, like a bunch of people I talk to, like everyone has like a struggle they're dealing with of like getting clients. You may have a good year and then you have a bad year the next.
Inconsistency. And you can't count on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so I do rely on like just having other side things to make money, and just like really just like just keep emailing and trying and getting your voice out there, and and just like figuring out like how you are in the marketplace. And Andy Pizza is an amazing illustrator, and he had like a talk about like how you should like how to establish yourself and what you want to do, and like have like a game plan and like go after it. And like that was like it was like really cool.
Is it a video? Can we watch it?
It's on Skillshare. So
on Skillshare.
Yeah.
Okay. That's always helpful. The
Yeah.
more resources, the better. Oh, Tim says soon we'll have Illustrator on the iPad. That's cool, because then if you don't have a tablet, you can draw on the iPad.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Very handy.
I saw that announcement.
Yeah. Very handy. Oh, Marielle's asking, what was your favorite thing to draw as a kid? Did you draw as a kid? Have you always drawn?
I have. Yeah, I always like I like drawing like a little like eyeballs on everything, and I thought that was like really cool, and just like anime eyes for some reason, and like these sparkly eyes, and I had like just like drawing that on a piece of paper whenever I was bored. But yeah.
That's pretty fun. We have about 5 minutes left, so if there's any last questions, feel free to ask them. Make sure you come back tomorrow. Adam will be here tomorrow finishing this illustration. I'm really excited to see how it gets finished up.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And as I mentioned before, we have an XD Daily Creative Challenge and then another stream after that, so stick around all day.
Yeah.
Lots to learn.
Yeah, one last thing I do the most is like I make like a stroke and then I play with the width of it. Like you can make a leaf just by a stroke that you like widen.
That's cool. So wait, how did you actually widen it?
I grabbed
you're
this
using the width tool.
Yeah, the width tool, and then just like and like I want a leaf really fast, and I just made it from a stroke that you just grab the middle and just like play with it.
Pull it out. That's really cool.
Yeah, and
I've never thought of that.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like you can just add multiple points to make it more wavy, and just just like the width.
Great tip.
Yeah, it helps so much to make different shapes within the illustration that are, like not all just like rounded.
Yeah.
It's like there's a smaller point going into a larger point, so.
And just a really quick way to do that too, because you could draw that with a pen tool, but then you have to kind of even it out or.
Yeah. This is like, I want this to be a leaf, so it has like multiple points within it, and then just widen it. And
okay.
play with that, and like just move it on that.
So So you smooth it out first and then grab that width tool.
Yeah. And
There it is. Yeah, that's great. That's a great tip. What do you think about using LinkedIn to get clients? Have you ever?
I
used
struggle.
LinkedIn?
I struggle with LinkedIn because there's so many people like hitting me up at once, like just for things that don't apply to me really, and then just
Yeah.
like working not working is a really good one because it's all creative.
Yes, working not working is great. That's a great way to get clients. LinkedIn, I think, is great if you have a specific company you want to reach out to. Like, you can get their contact info,
Yeah.
maybe the right person, like an art director. Instead of kind of reaching out to an info email, you can sometimes find a more specific person to talk to.
Yeah.
But I do get that too. Like, people kind of message you about everything,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I don't want to talk to any of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, working not working is just
Yeah.
you're directly linked to the creatives, and it's less of
Yeah.
the other people that aren't creatives. Like it's
Yeah.
like more of a community, and it's like the art directors are on there, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's great. It seems like closer.
Yeah. Totally agree with that.
Now I'm like I want these curtains, and I just want them to be like a simple like circle. So I'm like make this darker and like cut it off over here. Like
Okay.
these like little curtains right here.
Yeah.
Just like a simple circle. And
So you
just,
don't
like,
have to draw those lines. You can just use the circle.
Yeah, and just like I'm gonna make them blue.
Oh, yeah. Tie it in with his face.
Yeah, so it's like the face is over here, and then there's blue up here, so it's like it's even throughout. Just like
I like that blue. Looks nice.
So it's like a even circle, and just like.
How did you cut that?
Oh yeah, I used just a shape builder tool once to make
Shape
sure.
builder again. There it is.
Yeah.
And then just cuts it like that. Look how easy. So,
That easy.
So crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, the biggest thing is this cat thing. There's a lot of mirroring in here. Like with my sketch, I did like I drew the fur on this side, and I mirrored it over to the other side. Like, sometimes that's like okay, and then you with the sketch, and then you just like go in there and do your thing. And
Yeah. I'm excited to see what that cat looks like.
Yeah.
We have just a couple minutes left, but JP's asking what your thought process is like when you start a new project, kind of how you get started.
Yeah, I'm really just thinking of the tone and just like all the elements that are presented to me in the moment. Like I have a brief in front of me, and just like really thinking of what they're trying to say. Is it for kids? Is it for adults?
What's the goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just just what the audience is. Like I'm working on a sports thing right now, and just like I'm like what they would be
drawn to.
Yeah, and like looking at Nike and just like thinking of all the different sports things that are already there, and just like there's a lot involved at the beginning.
Yeah, being very strategic about all your choices. Yeah.
I feel like I spend the most time just on the sketch and just like what I'm even going to do. Then the rest just follows, like all the colors and like the vector stuff is like easier once you have what you want to do.
Yeah, that's so true. Like once you have a goal and you can like build everything off of that instead of just randomly choosing colors, randomly choosing a like direction to go, you can have this and then everything naturally fits into that because there's a specific direction thing you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, definitely. Have this.
Cat eyes.
And these are great because you can just mirror it onto the other side if you want to, and just like see how that looks. And
use that shape builder again.
It's like a random stroke I gotta get rid of.
Okay, we are done for today.
Oh, awesome.
That was so fast.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for all your questions. Come back tomorrow. Adam will be here again. You can see how this finishes up, bring more questions, and make sure you stay tuned for our XC Daily Creative Challenge. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Good job.
Thank you. Yeah.
So good.